is up, friends? Welcome to another video here at Ozark Outdoor Brewing. Today it's the taste test of my Blue Loon beer. Not only a taste test, but a comparison. I'm gonna have Blue Moon in one glass, not necessarily this one. Blue Moon in another glass, not necessarily this one. Just so we can see the differences in appearance, the haze, head retention, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna try both of them, give you my thoughts, complete transparency. This is not the first time that I've sampled my beer. I have had these side by side, so I can get just a little bit of a feel for what it tastes like, what are the differences are, so I can speak about them intelligently to you. And I'm using intelligently there very loosely. Without further ado, let's fill these glasses up and sample some beer. All right, friends, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a couple seconds to figure out which is which. Probably no surprise to anybody sitting here watching this, looking at these beers. This is my Blue Loon beer. I am disappointed in the color. The clarity, the haze is about the same between both glasses, but the color is definitely a darker copper color here on my Blue Loon than the lighter kind of citrusy color, orangish golden haze color here of the regular Blue Moon. And so far that's the biggest thing that I'm disappointed about. The difference in the color, to me, it's pretty dramatic. I'll insert a picture here. 2 days before I kegged this, I was doing a gravity sample, and I thought the color was pretty on point, but even after just a couple of days when I started kegging, I could tell that the color had darkened just a little bit, and it stayed true here to the copper color that I've got, the deep dark copper, compared to the light orange hazy color here on the regular Blue Moon. So let's dive in. Excuse me, that was weird. It's like I was 13, adolescent voice changing again. Let's dive into the regular Blue Moon. I will say, head retention, you can kind of see the difference between these two right now. This is a Blue Moon out of a can. Not a lot of head retention. Still lingering on here with my brew, the head retention, just a little bit. So that's pretty cool. The regular Blue Moon. Classic. It's got that nice wheat, citrus, little bit of orange hint coming through. Delicious. There's a reason why that's one of the most popular beers across the country. And now to sample the Blue Loon. Let's see what this one's got. The smell, the aroma is, it's pretty close, friends. Maybe get a little more orange off of the regular Blue Moon, but they're very close on aroma. They're pretty close on flavor too, to be honest. Despite the differences in the color, this is pretty close. Very floral. It's not. That's probably the biggest difference that I could tell. It's not as citrusy as Blue Moon. The floral aroma and taste is definitely there. I've got that for sure. That citrus taste, it's not exactly the same. There's a little more citrus in the normal Blue Moon versus what I'm picking up in my Blue Loon beer. It's got a nice bready, doughy malt backbone to it. It's sweet, not too sweet, balanced by the bitterness of the beer for sure. And you could tell too, maybe you could tell, it's hazy, just kind of like the Blue Moon wheat beer, but it's not as hazy as my first beer that I brewed. That one was crazy hazy, and it wasn't supposed to be, really. This one is supposed to have a little bit of haze to it, not a lot. I mean, you know, you can't see through this one. And to be quite honest, you can't completely see through this one, but you can more than the original Blue Moon. And I think part of that goes back to two different things that I learned from my original beer. The first of which is my recirculation system that I use with my wort chiller. I think I was able to get this cooled down a lot faster than I was. Well, I know that I was. The first beer I ever did took me 3 hours to get that cooled down from boiling to 70 degrees. This one took 22 minutes, so I was able to reach that cold break a lot faster. The second thing that has probably helped this clear up a little bit compared to my first beer is my dedicated temperature controlled fermentation chamber. I've got an Inkbird external thermostat set to it. I was able to control that fermentation temperature much more so than I was with the original first beer that I did. So I think the combination of those two things helped with the clarity of the beer. And friends, I'm gonna be honest, my wife has the most discerning of palates. She has no problem telling me if something is good or bad or anywhere in between. And she did tell me last night that this was good, that she enjoyed it. So take that for what it's worth. That meant a lot to me. And to be perfectly honest, I'm enjoying it as well. This is a very good wheat beer and was able to control the fermentation temperature, and I've been able to apply the proper CO2 pressure to get it carbonated exactly where I like it. For those of you keeping track, original gravity 1051, final gravity 1010. That puts my ABV at 5.4%. If you want, go look at the very next bottle or can of Blue Moon beer that you pick up and just read what the ABV is on that can or bottle. I was shocked to see that it was 5.4%. Complete transparency here, the exact number of the ABV on this one came to 5.38%. I felt that was close enough to round to 5.4. So while there are differences in color, the clarity, haze, a little bit in the taste, the alcohol percentage, spot on. If any of you veteran home brewers have any suggestions on the color that I've gotten, you remember the picture that I dropped in earlier compared to where it's at now, would love to hear your feedback in your comments below. As of right now, that's the only thing that I'm disappointed in. When you compare these two side by side, the color clarity is not the same. Taste is very close. Alcohol percentage is, you stupid bastard. Alcohol percentage is right at the same. For my second homebrewed beer, I am so pleased with the way that this has turned out. Also considering it was the first time that I've kegged a beer as well. Friends, thank you again for all the likes and the comments. You guys are the reason this channel keeps going. I thank you 1,000 times over. If you're not already, please consider subscribing. That always helps us out. And smash that bell so you get a notification every time we post a video here on Ozark Outdoor Brewing. And remember, drink responsibly.